Exactly right. Yeah, and we're seeing so many different things, and everything doesn't. You just talked about. It seems a little woo woo at times, but honestly,
It's
we
not.
had somebody in here, a 74-year-old woman, spent the night in the system, went home and did her detox, and when she was drying off from taking her bath, she felt something poking her in the side. Well, about 10 years earlier, she had a hip surgery,
Mm.
and what was coming out of her hip was one of her stitches that had been left inside of her.
Huh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's right.
wow.
Yeah.
And if that
Unbelievable.
wasn't enough, we had a Green Beret from North Carolina come down. His wife wanted to bring him in, and he was a little reluctant. So he spent, I think he spent 6 hours in the system the first day, came back the next morning. And I said, well, how you feeling? He's like, I'm feeling pretty good. And I said, well, what does pretty good mean? He said, well, I was in Iraq and I had a roadside bomb go off and I had shrapnel in my arm. And every time I'd grip something, hard, it would hurt, but I don't have much pain right now. And I said, well, that's great. That's really cool. And again, this was a week after our first customer. Actually, she was our very first customer, our very first member who came in, and then she had their stitches come out. A week later, this guy was in, and he says, I said, well, what else happened? And he said, or how else do you feel? Anything else happened? He said, something was really interesting. He said, I was getting out of the shower and I was drying off, and he had a beard and mustache. And he says he was just kind of shaving around his beard mustache to keep it cleaned up. And he felt something in his cheek, and he didn't know what it was. And he went to his wife. He said, honey, he said, what the hell is this? He said, I've never felt this before. And she got taking her fingernail and poking it, and it was a piece of gravel that had been lodged in his cheek since that.
Wow.
Yes. So when it comes to detoxification, if there's anything in your body that the DNA does not recognize, it wants it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So a big part of sitting in the E system is doing a detox.